Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies, and merchandise. My name is Sinead.
My name's Kate. Hi guys, how's it going?
Are y'all having a great week?
Great week all around.
Woohoo! How is your week going?
Grand.
Did you survive Black Friday?
I did.
Excellent.
So many idiots.
Yeah.
When we have everything is 50% off and people are like, is this 50% off?
Oh no. But besides the woes of retail.
Correct. Which is my entire life.
So I've decided that we should add in a new thing to every week where we talk about the most recent episode of the Imagineering Story that we've watched.
Oh, excellent.
Until we catch up, eventually. So, because we used to watch The Diz when we were having dinner before we would record, breaking the fourth wall. We do still watch The Diz, just separately, but now we watch the Imagineering Story when we're having dinner.
Yeah, because I just don't have time to watch it, because it's on a special way. And I just don't have time to sit down and figure it out on a TV, because everything I watch now is on my phone, because I'm so busy. So, yeah, it's a great time to sit down and watch it.
Yeah. So we've watched episode 2. And that covers, it starts with the Haunted Mansion, goes into Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and then also kind of briefly tiptoeing into Tokyo Disneyland.
Yes.
What did you think?
I think it's great. The big thing I got from it was that Disney had a fully functioning solar power unit in 1978 where their solar panels were their roofs, and it just, they for 1978, I just can't believe how forward thinking it was. And how backwards America still is.
Not America though, the whole world. Why are we not building all houses?
Oh yeah, fully
with solar panel roofs?
Yeah, but for a company that's based in America, my first instinct is that the American government needs to go to those people in 1978 and should have been like, hey, would you like a job in the Department of Agriculture?
Yeah. Yeah, it's mental, and the various things that they kind of cover in it about building Epcot in particular, because I think Magic Kingdom was they took a lot of what they learned in Disneyland and just reapplied it there. Yeah. It's another castle park, it has the same lands, it is what it is. But because Epcot was so different, and it was meant to be educational, and it was meant to be cutting edge and all that kind of stuff, a lot of what they did for Epcot was just stuff that had never been done before. Yeah. In any way, shape or form. Having accessible touchscreen computers and stuff for people to play with in rides and everything. It's what?
Yeah.
What? Back in the 70s. It's mental.
It was a lot of learning as they went. Yeah. And a lot of trial and error. But they just did it. Yeah. And yet Disneyland Paris still can't have a fully functioning train.
Or food that's efficient.
Here we go.
But next week is when we get on to DLP. I feel like this is something we should carry on. So we gave Bob Gurr the BSA for episode 1. Yeah. Who are you giving your best supporting actress to in episode 2?
Your one's daughter.
Kim Irvine?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has to be.
I was Irvine. I couldn't remember her first name.
Yeah. So her mom is Madame Leota. Her name was Leota Toombs because she couldn't have a more perfect name.
Come on. And her hair was fucking bomb.
Yeah.
Her hair was great in every single picture they showed.
Yeah, because they show this fab picture of her zhuzhing Red, the animatronic. And it's just, yeah. I envy Kim Irvine so much during this entire episode. Because they first started talking in the ballroom scene in the Haunted Mansion, which already I was dying about. But then they're showing her just working for Disney, being in the model shop or being on a switchboard. She seemed to have done everything.
Yeah, she was a real fucking all-rounder.
Yeah.
And I'm where are all these women's names?
Good woman.
In the making of Disney as a company.
Yeah, because that was the other thing that you said. You were oh, okay, so basically just all these smart women built it.
Yeah, because they show all the people in the workshops and the paint rooms and people actually making the stuff. It's all women. Yeah. And it's something that they do touch on. I can't remember the woman's name, but she does say, she's there weren't any women in positions of power within Disney at that point. And in fairness, there still kind of isn't. Yeah, and if they are, they just get hawked right out.
We'll touch on Catherine Powell later. But I like how self-aware this is. And it's even more self-aware in the next episode.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
But I like that they're not... Because Disney have a tendency to sugarcoat a lot of things. And I like that they're not necessarily. They are
when they talked about the war.
Yeah.
They were oh yeah, at one point, there was a war.
And they just like gloss
just
over
says
that.
like, oh, you know, yeah, war. And they're like, but Disney.
The US occupied Japan. It was fine.
Yeah, like...
Like, it's...
You know, for a momentary time. It's like, we're just going to ignore the whole Japanese occupation. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's a bit mental. But, yeah. I still think this is an absolutely amazing. It's an amazing series. And there was actually one point that this was my third time watching it. I watched it by myself, I watched it with Bref, and I'm rewatching it all with Kate, which I'm totally fine doing, because there was still a point where I was like, I never noticed that the first time, and like made us rewatch it. It's a point where they're talking about the special effects team being basically non-existent. And they're showing this like sped up video of one of the workrooms, and there's just a skeleton that's holding a sign, and it spells out Mickey Mouse as the time lapse goes on. And then it's also it like jumping up and down from the ceiling. Like, it's just stupid little stuff like that, which I loved.
Yes, indeed. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, you guys should try and find a way to.
If you're really desperate and you really can't find it, hit us a DM. I'll sort you out.
But yeah, that's it for the Imagineering Story.
Yeah. So next week we have Disneyland Paris and Michael Eisner.
I'm gonna guess it's a time.
It's a time. They refer to French people as communists. It's a whole...
Oh, you Americans, you!
Yeah, so we'll review that one next week. But in the meantime, we should probably get on with some news.
So I guess we better start with the pins. The December pins.
No need to sound so sad, Kate.
It's because there's so few, and every month there's less and less.
Yeah,
and I don't really understand what's going on.
I don't know what's going on, because like, and it's something that we gave out about the September pins, and there was loads of pins in September, it felt like, but they didn't make a big enough quantity of the pins that they did make.
Yeah, it feels like they do like these pin releases, and they put them on the pin sheet, and they do like the open release ones, but they're only available for like a week because then they sell out.
Yeah.
But then they release a bunch of new pins that aren't on a pin sheet that just go into the park. And I'm like, I don't really understand. Like, it's fine that they're making these and they're distributing them and whatever, but don't either put them all on the pin sheet or don't have a pin sheet. Or just do a pin sheet for like limited edition ones.
Yeah.
Because I just don't understand where they're coming from. Do you know what I mean?
Either way, make us more pins.
Yeah.
Because like pins is like my Achilles heel when I'm in Disney. Because you see like a little cute one, you're like, oh yeah, I'll get that. And then suddenly you've bought 6.
But like they're like $6.99. They're so like from things in Disney, they're like it's so stupid. They're such like a cheap thing for like what you're getting because they're so pretty. Yeah. And they're like heavy and they're made really well.
Yeah. And I think Amy's the only person I've ever gone to a Disney park with that's not bought a pin. Yeah. And even then, I gave her one that I traded. But for example, the lovely Drew that listens to the podcast, he went to Disneyland Paris recently and had never been a pin collector and came back with like 15 pins, I think he said.
It's so easy.
Like, it's so easy to just drop that amount of money without even thinking.
Or even when Ed got his lanyard when we went the first time.
Oh, it's Gateway.
He was like, oh, I need a pin. I was like, what? Like, I had no influence on it whatsoever. He was like, oh, my lanyard feels like really empty. I'm going to buy a pin. And now I think he has 4.
But like the exact same thing happened with Breffney.
Okay.
Like, he has a pin for Hyperspace Mountain because he was like, no, that's my reward for myself because I made it through it. And I was just like, sure.
Oh, okay.
So like the moral of the story is Disney, give us more pins, please, and make a higher quantity of them.
Indeed.
Yes.
No, on to December's pins.
Yes.
Releasing on the 7th of December, which is this coming Saturday, which is today. If you're listening to the podcast today, well, obviously today is the day you're listening to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, the day it was released.
There we go.
It's the 7th of December. So first we have the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast, and her name, I don't know.
I think it's Madame Wardrobe, isn't it? Or, I mean, I'm not a Beauty and the Beast person, but I think it's Madame Wardrobe. I could be wrong.
Yeah, probably. It's $6.99. She's like open and showing her wares. Get it? Wares?
Hey.
Then the second pin is the rose in the jar.
This is the nicest rose pin.
And the rose is like trickle
I've ever seen.
with like magic. That's also $6.99. And there's also a delightful pin of Cogsworth and Lumiere like mid dance.
Yeah, it's great.
Lumiere,
you just saw the Big Ben, didn't
Lumiere, Big Ben. And that one's $7.99, and all of those ones are open edition pins.
I honestly can't get over it because, like, I'm not a big Beauty and the Beast fan. But I know, for example, Alva is obsessed with Beauty and the Beast. And she is obsessed with the rose. But she's like me with Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. She's very fussy.
Right, yeah. She wants like a good one.
Yeah, but that's beautiful.
The rose is very pretty.
It's very nice. Good job, Disney.
Also on Saturday, they're releasing probably my most wanted limited edition run of pins I've seen pretty much all year, apart from the Rapunzel on the carousel.
They're pretty adorable.
They're so cute. So it's the guys from Winnie the Pooh, and so Eeyore is a reindeer. He's dressed up like a reindeer. And then in the carriage after that is Pooh and Piglet, and the carriage after that is Tigger. And each pin sold separately, but they all link together to make it look like Santa and a reindeer.
Like a little train.
It's so cute.
It's like the Halloween version of it was the Stitch, Lilo and Scrump one.
Yeah.
That all linked together.
Mm-hmm.
Very cute.
And it says Joyeux Noël, and Tigger's little bell on his tail. They're so honky cute. And they're $15.99 each. And I would totally be there for them if there was a thing.
I feel like every time I look at these pins, I notice something else. I never noticed he had a bell.
Bell on his tail.
Cute.
And Pig's got a little... And Pooh's dressed up as Santa Claus. Oh, it's so cute. Then if we move on to the 12th of December, we've got some more limited edition pins. They're annual pass holder pins. Okay.
They're part of the soiree.
Oh, yes, this makes more sense now. So the first one is Mickey and Minnie in like the new cartoon style.
I think it's called Pie Eye.
Not donkeys. And they're in front of the castle, and the castle's looking all pretty, and it's got 2019 on the bottom, and that's $15.99. And then there's another one, Santa Stitch, and he's got a big whole sack of presents. And he's just, jumping out of the pin, literally.
Oh, yeah.
And that one's also $15.99, and they're both limited run of 700 each. Then on the 14th of December, why have they released the Mickey Mouse lanyard with Star Wars pins
and
not released the Star Wars lanyard until a week after?
Because Disney are stupid.
Why have they done that? Okay, so Saturday the 14th, there's some pretty nice Star Wars pins.
Yes.
There's the logo of The Rise of Skywalker, which is $6.99. Then there's one of R2-D2 and C-3PO, which is $7.99, which is actually honky cute. And there's a really cute one of BB-8 and it's just Dio, isn't it?
I think so.
I think the lack of the hyphen between the D and the O really put me off there, because I think there's meant to be a hyphen in his name.
Okay.
Because like Dio. And there's a little BB-8 and Dio, and BB-8 looks like he's like consoling Dio.
Yeah,
it's actually really
sad.
cute. And that one's also $7.99. Then you've got a Dio by himself, which is much more detailed, and he's $12.99.
I have a feeling that one might be a spinner, because it's more expensive.
You're right, and it looks like it could do a heckin' spin. Then there's a Star Wars logo of just like the Rebel logo, which is real nice.
Real nice.
I'm gonna assume that's like really good in person, because obviously the designs they put on these are like cartoon versions.
I need to send this to Nathan because I feel like he will really enjoy it. He loves black and gold.
And I'm gonna guess it's quite big as well, because it's also $12.99 or like heavy. And then the last one is a Chewbacca pin, and it's $7.99.
And it looks better than the biscuit.
Anything looked better than that biscuit. And then with all the Star Wars pins, they're also releasing a Mickey and Friends lanyard, which is $12.99. Now, in all fairness, it's an extremely cute lanyard, but why they're releasing it with the Star Wars stuff, I don't know. Because then when you move on to next Saturday after that, which is the 21st, they're releasing a Star Wars lanyard, and I'm so excited to show Ed, because all he wanted was a bloody Star Wars lanyard when we went.
And this is a nice one.
Yeah, it's nice. So it's a droids one, and she says droids on one side with BB-8, and then the other one has C-3PO and R2-D2, and it's $9.99.
I like it.
Very, very nice. Then on the 21st of December, they're releasing some more limited edition pins. So we have the winter pin, even though I'm pretty sure they only did 3 out of the 4 seasons.
Probably.
Remember when we talked about this and I was like, I'm pretty sure they've actually just missed one.
Maybe. So
it's got Bambi and Thumper, and it says 2019. It actually looks kind of frozen in the background. Not gonna lie. It's $15.99, so it is $700. And there's also a Bonne Année, which is like Happy New Year for 2020, and it's got Tigger on it, and he's all excited. And there's also the Princess Carousel of the month, which is this month Tiana, and she's also $15.99. And then down at the bottom, how could we not have a month without Stitch and Ducks? He's so sad.
He is.
On the 28th of December, he's released. He's so sad, scrumps on the ground. He's a limited release of 700, and he's $15.99. And that's it for the pins.
Amazing. Next up is, we've had an update get announced today from DLP Report. So from January 6th to February 2nd, Disney Stars on Parade will be at 4:30 p.m,
rather than the regular 5:30 p.m. Disney Stars on Parade.
So
like, why do I know that? Like, why?
I was singing it the other day.
Why is it like ingrained in my brain?
I was singing it the other day, just in the car, and Breffney was like,
"What is
that? Why do I know what?" I know that. What is that? And I was like, it's Disney Stars on Parade. And he was like, oh my God. But yeah, so one thing to just bear in mind with that, obviously that's at 4:30. Generally when the parade is at 5:30, Guest Star Tuesday is at 5-ish.
Ish.
So just factor that in as well if you're there on a Tuesday. But yeah.
I wonder why they've moved it up. Is it because there's a thing on? Is there something on? Are they doing something?
For a whole month? It's the start of the Frozen season, so I don't know if they're gonna maybe test it out. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe
Isn't there a Frozen parade?
Yeah, but that season runs until like May. It starts January 11th and runs through May. So I don't really know, to be honest. We've been given no other context, but
isn't DLP such a fickle place?
Yeah, we've been given no other context, and I trust DLP reports. So if you're going between those dates, make sure you catch the parade early.
Speaking of DLP report, they've also mentioned that Buzz, why can't I remember the proper name?
Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast.
That's the one. I was like, Buzz Laser Blaster.
Je suis Buzz Leclerc.
It's going to be down from January 7th for a full major refurb.
Yes.
Reopening date is currently summer of 2020.
Which makes me nervous.
Which puts me and Sinead at around January 2021.
Given DLP's track record.
Of when we think it's probably... Like, we highly, highly, highly doubt it's going to be open summer 2020.
If it is open before the Halloween season...
I'll be surprised.
I will fall off my chair in shock.
Because
let's call a spade. Phantom Manor.
Yeah.
Overran massively.
Months.
Autopia.
Months.
Overrun months.
Still not open.
The railroad. Do we have a concrete date yet? No, we don't. So
no.
I trust nothing DLP says when it comes to refurbs. So if you're going between now and January, if you're going from any time between January 7th, 2020 and potentially the same day 2021, it's iffy as to whether you get on Buzz.
The only thing I can think of that would actually make this one go quicker is that it is an extremely popular ride.
True.
And like I know the Phantom Manor was also a popular ride, but Buzz Lightyear definitely like caters towards much younger audiences.
Oh, definitely.
And it would definitely have a higher wait time than Phantom Manor on the average.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could think of that would actually push this through is literally how many people it must get through a day.
Yeah.
And especially on like busy days, it can be like over an hour wait for that ride. So that's the only thing that I'm like, they actually might keep to their word. But other than that, bye Buzz, see you later.
I guess we'll see. We had an update get released about the New Year's Eve party. So we spoke about it last week, saying that Oogie Boogie was going to be present again, because nothing quite says New Year's Eve like Oogie Boogie. But anyways, you're actually going to need a Line Bertie reservation for Oogie Boogie, which, as you can imagine, Disney Twitter lost their goddamn minds about.
That's because they'll all be gone in 4.5 seconds.
Yeah. And to be honest, for something like this, I don't think Line Birdie is an idea. I don't think it is.
Understand where Disneyland Paris are coming from.
Oh,
in
100%.
The fact that they have such troubles keeping... Now, really, the reason they've put it on Line Birdie is because for some reason their crowd control is awful.
Yeah, so rather than improve that, they're just shipping it out to a third party.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, they could try and improve crowd control and still have this and, like, have an area for people to queue.
Yeah.
Or they could just go, hey, good luck.
Yeah. Like, this I don't agree with, and it kind of goes back to the conversation that was had around the difference between the two Halloween parties. So the Halloween party on the 26th, was it?
No.
People were just allowed queue. People were allowed queue from super duper early, and if that's how people wanted to spend their time, that's how they could spend it. Our one was a whole load of shenaniganery where there was no queue, there wasn't a queue, you had to move, people were shouting, people were getting aggressive. It was not a good time.
No.
However, we were still allowed queue. Did we technically somewhat queue from about 4:30 or 5? Yes, we did. However, that was our prerogative. I feel like you're already charging people. I actually don't even know how much the New Year's Eve party is, but I'm fairly sure it's more expensive than the Halloween party was.
I think it's really expensive.
So people are already paying a massive premium to go to this party. And then you're then saying one of the main attractions to this party, you have to chance your luck with whether you get to meet them via an app.
No.
Like,
because even from when I was in Disney a few weeks ago and I was trying to get to meet Olaf.
Yeah.
Those line birdies went literally in 4 seconds. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, I was refreshing the day I got it, and then refreshed again, and they were all gone.
Yeah.
And had it open on 3 phones. And that was for Olaf, who had 2 sittings a day for how many ever days he's going to be there. Yeah. And this is Oogie Boogie, who's there for 1 night and has 1 setting.
Yeah.
Sitting, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, even on Halloween, when we were there during the day, we wanted to get a line birdie to meet Jack. And there was me, you, and Ellen that specifically stayed in an area of the park that we knew we had signal. And our 2 phones crashed, and Ellen was the only one that was able even to remotely get one.
Yeah.
So
it's just such a sticky situation
to
try and meet a character. That's so rare.
Yeah. I don't agree with the music line birdie. I understand why it's a necessary evil for a lot of meet and greets in the studios, because studios is not built to have
massive queues.
30-40 minute queues for characters. There isn't the space for that. I understand it as a necessary evil there. However, for something like this where people are paying an additional amount of money to be there, just let them queue and be able to manage the queue better from a logistical standpoint than just booting everybody off into an app, because they're going to piss off more people doing it that way than just letting people queue. And that's my 2 cents on it.
Excellent. There was also a lovely new visual released for Magical Pride.
Yes!
For 2020. It's lovely. It's almost like the background is, do you know that like sand that you have, that magic sand that people make videos with? It kind of looks like that. I realise it's not, it's just like glittery, but like I feel like you could take a knife to it and go and watch all those, do you know those satisfying videos you get on Instagram?
Yeah.
It feels like one of those. So it says Disneyland Paris, Pride 2020, the eye of the Pride is the castle, and then you've got your classic Mickey Mouse
heart-shaped hands.
It says a magical celebration of diversity.
It's taking place in Disneyland Park this time.
Crazy. So excited to see what they do.
Are they going to do special mapping on the castle? Because they did special mapping on Tower of Terror last year. So I'm like, ooh, there's so much more possibilities for what they can do within the main park than everywhere else. So
tickets for Magical Pride go on sale in early 2020, and Magical Pride will be on June 6th.
How exciting. Are we going to have Nina West? Who knows?
Possibly. I
would love it. I would bloody love it.
Speaking of other ladies you love.
Yes. So, a very interesting article. It's probably the wrong thing to say. So, I was on Twitter yesterday, and I can't remember, a bunch of people on Disney Twitter kind of posted about this. So, I can't remember exactly who I got it from. However, we spoke a couple months ago about how Catherine Powell, who previously was the head of Disneyland Paris and then moved and was the head of DLP, Disneyland and Disney World, was out of nowhere. It was announced she was leaving. So that was a good few weeks ago. That was like a month or 2 ago that happened?
Yeah.
And everyone was kind of trying to figure out whether she was actually just leaving or whether she'd been fired or kicked out or whatever it was. Well, she's taken to LinkedIn to
LinkedIn of all places
to clear things up. So there's a whole big long post about it, and I will share it on, we don't really use our Twitter, but I'll share it on our Twitter. So if you go to Mickey Waffles Pod on Twitter, I'll post the link there if you want to see it, or just DM us and I'll send it over. But I wanted to read out a little paragraph that she said within it. So she said, apparently Walt Disney himself said, you might not realise it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth might be the best thing in the world for you. I can't say gratitude was front of mind when it happened, but some weeks after learning I was leaving Disney, I can reflect with immense appreciation on the opportunities and experiences afforded to me and my family, and most importantly on the chance to meet and work with so many incredible people who have lifted me up over the past 15 years to make me a much better version of myself. Weeks after learning I was leaving Disney.
So she was told.
So she was kicked out.
She was told, you're leaving.
Yeah.
And this is the end of it.
Literally. She was given a kick in the teeth and she was told she was going. And it's pretty much what everybody thought it was. A lot of people are saying online that Catherine Powell kind of embodied a lot of what the classic Disney morals were.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about shaving money off here and there and trying to make extra money out of guests and cutting entertainment and all this kind of stuff, which is happening left, right and centre thanks to good old Bob Chapek.
Oh,
and
if anyone needs a good kick in the teeth, it's that man.
It's bloody Bob Chapek. So a lot of people are saying that they felt that she was kind of setting the example of things that should be done within the park, and it didn't fit with Bob Chapek, or that it was making him
feel like belittled.
Yeah, it wasn't making him look good. She was damn good at her job, and she was really well liked within the business and really well liked by cast members as well. I have not heard a single person say a good word about Bob Chapek. I don't know the man, so I can't speak to that, but I've never seen anything good posted about him online.
No, neither have I. But like, actions speak louder than anything, and like, you can see what he's doing to the parks and his like decisions.
Yeah,
I think that's enough to make a like your own opinion of someone.
Yeah.
By like the like pure actions that they're making that directly impact other people's like jobs.
Because I know he made a statement saying that the Disney cast members are performers and attractions in themselves. And people were like, okay, well, if that's the case, why do you not charge your why don't you pay your custodial or your merchandise or your food and beverage cast members the same as performers then, if all cast members are performers?
Yeah.
Why do they not get paid the same as performer cast members? Because they get paid more.
Yeah.
Considerably more.
Yeah.
So if everybody's a performer, why ain't everybody getting paid the same?
Yeah.
And it's just his way of trying to talk around the fact that they've cut entertainment left, right and centre across all of the parks in the US. It mercifully, I mean, Disneyland Parks doesn't really have a whole lot of entertainment that could be cut.
But that's the thing, if you started cutting Disneyland Paris, you'd be really stuck.
You'd have nothing.
Because it doesn't really have much.
Yeah.
So like, if he went, you have to cut your entertainment by 25%, they'd be like, okay, so
just close studios then.
Yeah, like, we'll just have no shows. Like, I don't
Yeah.
really know what he expects.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting read, because you don't generally get that kind of insight from when people leave Disney.
Yeah.
I fully understand where she's coming from, because like, she'd been with Disney for over 15 years.
Like, imagine being with a company for 15 years and then basically turning around and going, look, you're showing me up, so I really think you need to leave.
Yeah, and bringing and you'll see in the next episode of the Imagineering Story, the problem child park. Like, Disneyland Paris was just costing them money.
That's because they didn't know what to do. They didn't really know what to do with it or how to market it properly, because it was such a completely different part of the world.
Yeah. And
with all them communists.
Oh, stop. But like, she came in, she listened to the fans, she met with the Disney kind of like internet verse. Like, I know so many people that are within the Disney YouTuber, blogger, whatever thing to do with Disneyland Paris that had actual conversations with Catherine Powell, gave her suggestions, gave her feedback about the park, and she took so much of that on. And she brought Disneyland Paris up to the standard that it is now. I'm not saying it's not still got work to do.
Oh no, but
it's a damn sight better than it was.
Considerably better.
So it is, if you're into, I mean, some people don't care about this side of stuff. I find it fascinating. But yeah, it's definitely worth going and giving Catherine Powell's speech. It's called Parting Thoughts as I Leave Disney on LinkedIn. Would recommend giving it a read. Very interesting.
And our final thing in the news.
Oh yes.
Is that Rise of Resistance is opening pretty dang soon.
This has snuck up on me.
I just forgot it existed. My life's just been so... So Rise of Resistance, ladies and gentlemen, opens this Thursday,
Madness.
which would have already happened.
Yes.
Rise of Resistance is open.
I'm so intrigued. Because I've seen, and I haven't really seen. Well, yeah, I have seen, because they posted that like little teaser where you can see people going through the ride.
And there's a lot of concept art.
Yeah.
That I think is pretty true to what they've actually built.
Yeah, and then obviously we heard that thing from Craig on the Diz where he kind of went on about what he'd seen within it.
Like a child in a candy shop.
I'm so intrigued to see everything from it. They are doing, or they will have done, a live broadcast on Disney Parks blog for the dedication ceremony. That'll still be up on their page, so go have a look at that if you would like to. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled on, I suppose, mainly the Diz, because I assume Tim Trekker's not going to go because they've just had a baby.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that, which I guess is something that you probably wouldn't talk about, but kind of They're in the Disneyverse.
I feel like most people that would listen to us
also watch
know
Tim
the
Tracker.
Trackers. But they had their little baby.
Little Jackson Tracker.
What a great name.
Jackson Tracker.
What?
It sounds like a pop star's name.
Yeah, or like a little action hero. Like I feel like you'd be friends with like
Mom,
Crocodile Dundee.
Mom, can I have a Jackson Tracker for Christmas?
Oh yeah, do you know what I mean? What a great... Oh, I'm so pleased for them.
Yeah, he's so cute as well.
But I assume Tim's not going to anything to do with
I
that.
hope not. This break better be a full-on break, unless he's like, hey Jen, can I go see the Star Wars?
Can I go on the pee-pee? But yeah, I'm so intrigued to see ride-throughs and stuff of it, because it's going to be pretty much a year before I may potentially get to go on Rise of the Resistance, so I'm watching videos about it. I don't care.
And I even think if you were going next month, I still think that a ride-through video on YouTube's not going to do it justice anyway.
No, not at all.
So
not
like
for scale anyways.
Yeah, so it's definitely something that even if you'd watched a ride-through video of it 20,000 times, going through it, you'd still be like, wow! Whoa!
What?
Wow!
Yeah, so very excited about that. But we can chat about that next week once we've seen some of the ride throughs and stuff. We'll give you our thoughts.
Exactly.
So I think that's everything for the news.
Except for one thing, Sinead.
What's that, Kate?
You know what today is?
Today's Tuesday.
You know what that means? It's Special Guest Tuesday!
Woo! And this week we had the Tremaines.
We had Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella.
Does Lady Tremaine have a first name?
Lady.
I'm really intrigued.
I don't think she does. Bitch.
Oh. I'm so intrigued. What's Lady Tremaine's first name? No. Oh, Madonna. Oh.
It's not Madonna Tremaine, is it?
This is from Wikipedia. Lady Madonna Tremaine, also known as the Wicked Stepmother or Cinderella's stepmother, is the main antagonist of the franchise. She is based on the original character from the Cinderella fairy tale created by Charles Perrault.
Wow.
Madonna.
Sure, look. She is a bit of Madonna, let's be real.
Voguing all up and down the place. But yeah, I love when it's characters like this that are not really seen in the park. Occasionally are seen.
Or, you know, in the parade.
Yeah, don't give me people that are in the parade. Then I'm going to be complaining. But if it's people like this that you only occasionally see around the park, happy days. All for it.
Then they are, indeed, a special guest.
So, this week we had planned to do a Confessions of a Disney cast member.
Then Amy abandoned us.
She did.
Because she forgot, like she always forgets, that she was already at a prior engagement.
She had some family obligations. So, we will do that as soon as we possibly can.
Possibly next week. I think she said she's off next Tuesday.
Oh, maybe then.
So I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But we'll get to it before Christmas.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a before Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Because as we near Christmas, I'm like, I'm busy.
I'm so busy.
Yeah. I ain't got no time for podcasting. It's too Christmassy up in here.
So I feel like we've just mentally decided that the episodes about Fantasyland and stuff, they're just going to resume in January.
Look, there's really no point, right? There's just no point. I don't want to get into something that I know I can't finish.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start anew in January. So yeah, we've no trips planned for at least like the first 6 months of 2020. 2020, crazy. Oh my God. Did you know? I'm excited for how many times I write 19 on the date when I'm like doing something in work and have to write the date and I'm like 19, fucking 20. Because I'll do it for weeks.
I like that you're excited by this.
Oh yeah, that's as exciting as my life gets.
It's a little thing.
So yeah, Fantasyland and all that shebang is going to resume next year. Also, we have that book that was gifted to us, but then I also got that Disneyland A to Z when I was in Disneyland. So now we have everything.
And now we have the Imagineering Story.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't like Wikipedia. I really don't trust it. My time in college proved that it's really not a reliable source. So now that we have like fully like physical books, I'm also a big book person. If it's like it's in a book, I'm like, yeah, it's probably true. So yeah, very happy. We'll be resuming 2020. See you then.
So in the meantime, we're going to do a lot of fluffy episodes.
Oh,
shall we
so
say.
much floof. Fluff.
All the floof.
But we hope you kind of like them.
So we thought, I explained this on the Instagram on Friday. So this past weekend in Ireland was a very large cultural moment for most people. It was a late toy show.
Yes. And this year, for the first ever year, it was simulcast with Irish Sign Language interpreters.
I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, I must tell Kate. She probably already knows, but I'll still tell her.
I was like, yes, I'm aware. Know the interpreters. They'll do a great job.
I have seen videos of the interpreter. Loving life.
They're great. They were both fantastic.
Loving life.
I also really enjoyed, there was an article written that stated that people were commenting on how they were delighted that their TV license money was going towards something that was actually entertaining.
Yes.
And like, it's always, people are always like, oh, like purists are like, oh, you can't say it's like entertainment, like it's an actual language. And you're like, get over it. Like, it's entertaining for people who don't know what's going on. And it's also a really good relay of information for people who, what's the word I'm looking for? Communicate through a different language.
I mean, I went to a Bianca Del Rio drag show, and honestly, the interaction between the sign language interpreter and Cherry Vine was the best thing. Because she did a not safe for work version of Hallelujah that the person then had to interpret, and it's very much the physical act of what you would think it is. And it was great. It was hilarious.
Anyway, yes, so it's a toy show.
Yes.
It was all good.
For anyone that doesn't know what the toy show is, we have a Friday night chat show called The Late Late Show.
Which has been running longer than the American version, thank you very much.
Yeah, let's not...
That's not a thing.
No. So, every year, I feel like it used to be in December, but now it tends to be the last Friday of November.
Or the first Friday of December. It really depends on how the months fall.
Yeah. But it's basically, they audition a ton of kids, they come in and they do all these dances, and they... Do you feel like the performances, and this is going to get very...
Oh, sorry.
Only a few people will understand what I mean by this.
Yes.
So, do you remember like 2 years ago with the WWE? It was a lot of like single people matches.
Yes.
Like it was one-on-ones. And the toy show performances used to be like that.
Yeah.
But then they combined the pay-per-views for WWE so that SmackDown and Raw were on the same pay-per-view. And every match was like a multi-man match.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they're doing with the performances on the toy show.
I feel like it's because they want to get... Because I feel like of all the kids... Because hundreds upon thousands of kids...
Oh, big time.
...audition to be on the toy show. And I honestly think that... Because I think I remember when I was younger... That I was like... For all the kids at the audition... There's like 4 of them...
Oh, yeah.
...on the show. And I'm like, it just doesn't...
They're really getting them in there now.
Yeah, but now I think they've realised... but I think it's good because...
Oh, yeah.
They've got a single kid who auditioned to play piano. They've got a single kid who auditioned to sing. Then you've got a track group of 4. Then you've got a dance group of 15. And then you've got one kid that auditioned as a rapper and another kid that auditioned as a rapper. And you've managed to fit all of those kids into one segment.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 minutes of TV time and you've managed to fit 25 to 30 kids into it.
Oh, big time.
And they've each gotten their moment of spotlight. I think it's great. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good way of doing it.
Yeah.
I also think it's a very good like show of like an eclectic mix. To not be like, we do trad here in Ireland.
I agree. But the reason that I bring up the Late Late Toy Show, so it's basically kids go on, they perform, they do little performances, they demonstrate like the popular toys or the popular books or whatever it is for that year. So this year's theme was obviously Frozen, but...
And I thought it was done really well.
I thought it was really, really
good. I don't think it was like, it wasn't overly gimmicky. It wasn't overly gimmicky. They could have taken it a lot gimmicker.
He came out in an Olaf costume.
Yeah, but
I was like, there's Ed. But look at Ed in his little Olaf costume.
Let's not.
He doesn't listen, it's fine.
That's very true. I feel like it could have been much gimmickier.
Oh, big time, yeah.
I feel like Ryan Toby to come out dressed as Olaf, I think was like gimmicky expectant for the toy show. I think they could have taken a lot further. Yeah. I think it was actually done pretty well.
Yeah. But again, the reason we bring this up is most Irish kids hold off on writing their Santa letters until the toy show has happened, which is also why the episode was late last week, so I do apologize. So we decided that in lieu of it being the toy show, we would do like a Disney Santa wish list. Like what we would like to see in the parks.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have to just be Paris. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you think would ever actually happen.
Oh, no. These are purely hypothetical. There's like no devil's advocate in this episode. This isn't one of a, well, I think you'll mind. Like, we're just not doing that.
This is just like fantasy football type, what do you want to see in Disney?
Yeah.
And so we've picked kind of like 6 categories.
Yeah.
So show, ride, character, park, dining experience, and merch. So we're going to give you ours, but we also want to hear your guys. So I might fiddle around and make a little template.
Oh yeah,
and
good
get
idea.
some people to post it up as well and see what everybody else's Disney wish list is.
Cute. I like it.
Because I love when other people give us their interpretations of stuff or give us their opinions on it, because
we're only two
otherwise
people.
It's just the two of us talking to each other all the time, and that gets boring.
Yeah.
So
and we don't have enough microphones to invite people on. So.
No, but we'll do it virtually. So we'll start out with show.
Yeah.
What would be your dream show? What's on your wish list?
See, it's not necessarily my dream show. I just think it's a show that would be a good idea.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the show of Princess and the Frog.
Ooh, okay.
But like as a show.
Okay.
Because like, you know the way that like they have, like there's tons of shows in Disney parks.
Yeah.
They're like, princesses come on, they sing their song and then they leave again. But I'm thinking like the proper story of Princess and the Frog, but like on stage. So you know the way they do like the Beauty and the Beast one?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like Princess and the Frog. Because I think the songs of Princess and the Frog
are banging.
Bomb. They're fantastic.
They're so good.
And I think if they did like puppets of the frogs or did like interactive things of the frogs on the screen or something, I just think it would work out so well.
They could do it along the lines of, you know, Mickey and the Magical Map.
Exactly.
You know, the setup for that.
Yeah.
That would work perfect. Oh my God, I love that idea.
Because I'm like, because Princess and the Frog is such like a loved movie, especially in the States, which makes sense because of where
she's an American princess.
Exactly. And she's got like flipping, like, she's got everything. She's got floats. She's got a whole hotel. Yeah. Like, just give her a show. I think it would be really good.
I just had a really like stupid minute detail that like, so like if there were girl dancers, they could wear skirts that look like lily pads.
Wow. What a minute detail that you were like,
cute.
But the lily pad skirts.
But how cute though.
Yeah, no,
I like that idea.
That'd be really good. And I think the girl who plays, my God, what is her name?
Lottie.
Yeah, the girl who played Lottie, like imagine Lottie but in real life. Like, do you not think that would be the most fun thing ever to watch?
Oh, big time.
Like, she would be so overdramatic. It would be fantastic. And they could have like switch out sets of like her, and they could have a scene where they've got like the dilapidated like restaurant, and then the scene could flip and it could be like the new restaurant. And they could have like, oh, do you know what would also be good if it turned like kind of 4D-ish, and when she made gumbo you could like smell the gumbo.
Ooh, they could do a really cool Dr. Facilier scene with that.
Yes, they could. And it could be like, oh yeah,
it could
and
be
then
like blacklight.
Yeah,
like,
and then there could be like smoke and stuff as well. It could be like poof.
Here, Disney, give us a call.
And then all you need to do is set up 2 beignet carts either side of the show, and just
watch that money roll in.
Get people to buy beignets as they go in. And then you could also do like a separate like paid experience where you get beignets and you get to sit at the front, and then you get to meet and greet Tiana and Naveen at the back.
Genius. I love this. This is great. I love this.
Isn't this fantastic?
So good.
Thank you.
So mine went a completely different route. So I was trying to think of a show that doesn't exist in any way, shape or form.
Fair.
And something that I would like to see.
This is the beauty of this. It can be literally anything.
So I was thinking along the lines of, so in Universal Studios, they have this thing called a horror makeup show. Where they go where they go along and they kind of like explain how special effects in movies and stuff like that work. Mm-hmm. I want a show along that vein, but Imagineering.
Fantastic.
Like, show me how animatronics work in person. Show me how you create different effects. I want that kind of a show. Because I would be so intrigued.
And you could put it in like studios.
Yeah. And it'd be like a way of incorporating, because like studios is losing a lot of what makes it studios. Yeah. And that would be so easy. You would just have an actor up there like tinkering around with animatronics and showing how they work and that kind of thing. Especially because the Imagineering Story has been so popular.
Yeah, like
and
people...
so highly regarded.
Like people know when they're breaking the magic.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like don't break the magic. Like people know, like there's hardcore fans that are like, nah, they're like, just tell me.
Yeah, just show me how it works. That's all, just show me how it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go for like an Imagineering behind the scenes horror makeup show type dealio. Ours could not be more polar opposite.
And Again, that's why we're we.
Here we are.
Just to slide into the show, I asked Amy, because I was in work with Amy today.
Oh, yes.
I asked her, because I only asked her for one, because I didn't realize we were going to section it. But I was like, if you could have any sort of Disney thing in a park, like, be it anything, what would you be? And the first thing that came out of her mouth was 101 Dalmatians. And I was like, I knew that was going to be it. So, Amy's idea is to have 101 Dalmatians show, but basically like a live action show with dogs. So think of the Upbird experience that's in Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
But with dogs.
Yes.
That tell the story of 101 Dalmatians.
Yes.
And then Amy wants to be able to meet Pongo and Perdita.
Yeah.
Afterwards. Like the dogs that played the dogs on the show.
Okay.
Like a cute little like pet and snap. And that's Amy's.
It's very Amy.
Oh, so Amy. But I was like, okay.
Don't get me wrong, I'd very happily sit and watch doggos.
I think it would be a really, not easy thing to do, but I don't think it's like out of this world to be able to do it. Like, trained dogs are, these sentences are going to sound so fucking stupid, but trained dogs are really easy to come by. Yes. Like, there are so many highly trained dogs in the world of all different types of breeds. And the thing is, dogs love to be trained because they love doing things and they love being like given a job and to like do that job successfully. Like they just love it. It's like in their veins to be able to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just think that Disney would be so good at like getting rescue dogs and training them or having trained dogs. Yeah. And they'd be treated so well and everyone would love them and it'd be such wholesome stories and they'll become friends.
So Kate's also on board for this.
I just think it's a really cute idea. And then you could have obviously like loads of Dalmatians that would come out and you could have like make sure they were obviously like friendly Dalmatians and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a pen and a little picture and then walk away.
Fair.
First of all, Amy was like, I just want to play with puppies. And I was like, okay, no, come on, let's bring
it back here.
Let's bring it back here. So yeah, they're the three like shows.
Okay, cool. So the next thing I have down here is ride.
Oh, I had a ride, I think. Oh, I remember it now. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So, what I have in mind is kind of a hybrid of two different rides.
Okay.
But with different theming.
Excellent.
Okay. So I'm just going to give you three things.
Kind of before you say.
Yes.
Is it a boat ride?
Yes.
Excellent.
I love a boat ride. So picture Splash Mountain mixed with Navi River Journey.
Okay.
But Pocahontas.
Wow! That's great!
So like picture the drop in
Splash Mountain.
In Splash Mountain, but that's like the bit where she like jumps off the thing.
Oh.
Right?
Sorry.
And like,
none of you just saw the visual of Sinead being Pocahontas and jumping off the cliff.
I did the arms and the head. So picture that, and then there's like a whole bit where like Grandmother Willow is singing to you, and it's all like UV and bioluminescent, like in not Flight Passage, in Navi River Journey. And yeah, you could have all like cute little animal animatronics. It'd be adorable. That's where my mind went.
That's fantastic.
If they ever need to get rid of Song of the South, make a Pocahontas, because that would even work with Frontierland, and it would work in Frontierland.
Wow. That's a really good one.
Thanks.
I really like that one. And they get the cute little Miko you could have.
Put the little pug, they put little flicks everywhere. It'd be great.
Adorable. Miko is Pocahontas.
Yeah.
I just, for a second there, I was like, did I mess that up?
No.
Excellent. My one is kind of one that already kind of existed, but never really did. So do you remember they did that Ralph Breaks the Universe VR experience in Disney Springs?
The Void.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that, but like a proper ride.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking not necessarily VR, but along the lines of what have only ever been told of Flight of Passage, of like how like real it is. Okay. But going through the story of Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, cool.
Because I think that Wreck-It Ralph is kind of like an under-loved movie.
Oh, big time.
In terms of like in the parks. Because it's so clever.
Yeah.
And it's such a great story. And it doesn't really have anything.
Yeah.
Like really at all, except for the Halloween parade where Vanellope...
And the Christmas parade.
Yeah, but like that's literally it. Like
it.
Their trucks trundle out and that's it. But I'm thinking like, and you could make it like almost, see then it comes into like being test track as well, because you could almost design your cart. Because you know the way there's the in-game thing in the movie where you get to design your own cart.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's like, spitball here. I don't know if it's like a hybrid of test track and like Flight of Passage almost.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be fast, but I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Kind of like Radiator Springs Racers.
Yeah, exactly. But it wouldn't have to be like that boom boom go at the
Yeah.
end, because it could still be for like slightly younger.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm really intrigued because what you kind of said there, like around Flight of Passage and making it feel really real. I'm so intrigued as to when. So everything that I've heard about Mandalorian is how they've made it, and that there's not really a lot of CGI, and they haven't built a lot of sets.
It's all like
this
classic.
It's all this like 3D projection stuff that they've been able to figure out, which I get what they're talking about, but my brain still is a little bit like, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, it's just like your classic like 3D projection, like it's just.
But I've also heard that like execs have gone onto the sets and been like, Jesus, how long did it take you to build a set? And the guys are like, it's not a set, this is all, and they're like, what? So I wonder if part of that, because you know the way Disney keeps saying that like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is going to be 3D without glasses.
Yes.
I wonder if that's the technology, and whether that'll be the first kind of introduction to it. But I think if they could sort that out and they don't have to like build these massive sets and stuff.
Yes.
And they don't have to have people have 3D glasses on, which everybody hates. If
maybe
they can
feel sick, if you've already got glasses, it's all just
if they can figure out that like scene mapping thing into scenarios where people feel like they're in wherever they are, if they could start doing stuff like that, that'd be fascinating.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thanks. Also, it's a ride that could go into studios, just saying.
We just want to improve studios.
We just want Disney to be the best it can be.
Yeah.
So then after rides, we've got characters.
Yes.
Mine's like really out there.
Mine is pretty out there, but it's very obvious for me.
Okay, you do yours first then.
Who do you think I would pick? Who is not available? Mine's 3. Who's not available as a character that could easily be a character? Yes, that I would love.
That's not a character at all?
No, I've never seen them as a character.
Oh, I don't know, because my first guess was Hades.
No, but he's a shit character.
No, I know, but...
No.
I was thinking, like, do you mean, like, a character that you could properly interact with? Zero? Is it Zero?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Along those lines.
It's a dog.
No.
It's
3.
Oh, Lock, Shock and Barrel!
Yes!
Oh!
You could so easily make Lock, Shock and Barrel meetable characters.
Because they'd just be face characters.
At a Halloween party, I would wait years. Let alone hours. I would wait days.
Think how funny they'd be, because they'd just ad-lib.
Yeah, picture, because like we posted that thing where we were dressed up as Lock, Shock and Barrel, and then Chip and Dale were in their little ghost egg outfits. And we were like, who's more mischievous, Lock, Shock and Barrel or Chip and Dale? It was 50-50. We had like nearly 100 people voting that, and it was 50. It was like down the barrel 50-50.
Yes,
and I'm
down
like,
the barrel.
give me Lock, Shock and Barrel. Like that would be they'd be so much fun to interact with.
Yeah, because just think, like, they've got, like, Jack has that, like, aura about him that makes him, like, funny but cool and such and such.
Yeah.
Like, you could easily get people just be like, because there's so many, because obviously, I don't know how it would work in Paris, because obviously you've got the whole language thing. But if you're thinking, like, in the States, like, you have so many actors that do Streetmosphere and do Citizens of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they do all that sort of stuff. And they're so quick on the ball and they're so good at improv and ad-lib and jokes and stand-up and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, find 3 of them that are kind of like on the shorter side and stick them into Lock, Shock and Barrel.
I don't even need them to be able to talk. Give me fur characters.
Oh, okay.
Just give me Lock, Shock and Barrel.
But see, fur characters, I don't think fur characters make sense, because Sally and Jack are like,
Oogie's a fur character.
What if you had like half and half? Like Jack.
Maybe, but like Oogie's a fur character.
All I want them to do is be able to make jokes. Now that you've said it, I'm like, yeah, they gotta be funny.
Like, I would love to be able to meet Lock, Shock and Barrel. Like, the 7 dwarves can go take a run and jump. Give me Lock, Shock and Barrel. Excellent. At the Halloween party, oh my god, it'd be amazing. Yeah, that's mine.
Pure dream here.
Yeah.
Mine's really out there.
Okay.
So mine is, do you know the way in Animal Kingdom they've got Rafiki's Planet Watch?
Yeah.
That's like completely shut down, basically, apart from Art of Animation.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking you strip the entire thing.
Okay.
And you put animals back in it. But now this is all hypothetical, right? This is never going to happen.
I think the animals are still there. Okay,
listen to me.
Sorry, come on.
You strip the whole thing.
Yes.
You put animals into it, but you put the animals of Disney sidekicks. So you can like, because you know the way, this is really random, but have you ever been in a pet shop or a fish shop and there's been clownfish and kids have gone, that's Nemo!
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So I want that, but for all of the sidekicks.
Okay.
So, because immediately when I thought character, I thought Pascal.
Yes.
And I was like, I want to meet Pascal. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
But then I was like, but what if they just had like a chameleon? And they were like, this is Pascal. Because if I'm 6, I'm like, holy shit, that's Pascal. Right?
Yes.
And then the other side of my brain was like, I want to meet Maximus.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, pretty white horse.
Yes.
And then I also want to meet Angus, pretty black horse. Right? And then I'm like, oh my God, I also want to meet Doug. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Brown Doggo.
And again, I also want to meet Miko. See what I mean? See where I'm getting at?
Trash Panda.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, pretty much what Animal Kingdom already has, but specifically for, like, this
Disney
is
sidekicks.
Maximus, and
Okay.
this is this, and this is this. Because I just think Disney sidekicks are such an important and integral part of the movies.
Oh, big time.
And so many people's favourite characters.
Yeah.
Iago, you could have parrots. Oh my God, it's perfect. Raja, there'd just be a tiger there.
Yeah.
But see, it's so random because it's like, sidekicks are so random.
I wonder how
Abu, you could have a monkey.
See, I wonder how they would logistically do that. Because obviously, I
No,
think...
we're not talking logistics. Remember?
But what I'm just saying is some of those sidekicks
Oh,
already exist in the park.
Oh,
but they
also-
could make it like the Wilderness Explorer thing where you have to go and find all the Disney sidekicks and get stamps.
That's a good one as well. Yeah. I like it. That's what I'm thinking. All I'm thinking is like a way for, because obviously adults understand they're animals, but like kids could be like, oh wow, he looks like that, and oh, he looks exactly like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's a way to like integrate the sidekicks into the park.
I like it.
That's my
Good job.
hot take.
There we go. So the next thing we have down here is park. So mine, I feel like is pretty obvious if anybody knows me. And it's something that a lot of people discuss, and it's a villain's version of the Magic Kingdom.
Has been discussed.
Yeah.
Within Disney.
Yeah. So a villain's version of a castle park. Like, give me a big Gothic castle covered in Maleficent briars. Give me rides about all the Disney villains. I don't think I'd ever leave. I think it'd be so much fun. You get to have villains everywhere. Like, the food would be great. I'd love it.
Okay.
If I like sat down, I could like plan out a whole park
Oh, easily.
and do that. Do it with just the villains and stuff. I've made my day. But yeah, that's mine. Villains Park. Pretty basic idea, I feel, but I'm dream.
Excellent. The only thing I could think of was a Pixar park.
Ooh.
And I know there's Pixar Pier, and that's kind of like...
Close.
like, it is pretty close. But I'm thinking more like immersive Pixar.
Okay.
So, like, proper... Because, like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you could put the Ralph ride in there. So I'm thinking more like immersive stuff.
Okay.
So like, you know the way you've got Toy Story Playland and everything's like real big. But I'm thinking like you can go through like Andy's room. Yeah. And you could be a toy in Andy's room and that kind of stuff. And I just, and you could go through and you could, what's the thing I was thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh, and then I was thinking of like you could integrate the Pixar shorts into it as well.
Oh yeah.
So like you could, like I know they do like bao buns at the Food and Wine and whatever's on at the moment, but I'm thinking like a proper like
Bow station.
Yeah. Or then there could be like some sort of like 4D experience for like the Blue Umbrella and all that sort of stuff. So I'm thinking like a proper like park for Pixar.
I can guarantee you that Brevney will subscribe to your newsletter.
Yeah.
100%.
And the only thing, like, you know the way, like, there'd obviously be no castle. So the only thing I'm thinking is the up house with the balloons.
Oh, that's not where my mind went.
Where'd you mind go?
I went like spaceship Earth size Luxo ball.
Oh, that's also a really good one.
Like big, massive ball.
Oh yeah, that's real good. I like that also.
You could have like lands.
Yeah, but
And then like,
or even if you had like a life-size version of the up house that you could like walk through.
Oh, that'd be cute.
And then you get like
in Toontown.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, and then you could like buy balloons. Again, look at all these things you could easily make money off of.
Disney, you need to give us a ring.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, it's pretty basic, but I couldn't think of anything else that I would want to go to, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily, I know before we started recording, you talked about how people talked of like a princess park.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd really be there for Princess Park. I think I'd get bored pretty quickly.
That's fair. It's all too regal and
yeah, do you know
proper.
what I mean? Like, princesses are fun and all, but like, they're fun for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then I'm done.
I getcha. So the next thing we have is dining experience.
Yeah, I want to go to the cafe in Big Hero 6, where the Auntie's Cafe.
Okay.
It's so specific, but I want like that to be a dining experience.
Can I pet the cat?
Yes, more animals.
Thank you. That's as long as I can pet the cat, I'm happy.
I just think that'd be really cute.
You could do like a mochi cat cafe.
Yeah.
That'd be.
Yes. Fantastic. And then my other thing is also bring the Rapunzel dining experience to the park. Thanks.
Yeah. Mine is a specific scene from a movie.
Excellent.
So I'm thinking the penguin scene from Mary Poppins.
Hold on. Let me think. The original Mary Poppins.
The
penguins, where they're outside.
Yes.
On the little.
So I know we already have Holly Jolly Bakery. But
which is just
amp it up.
It's just basically a bakery.
Yeah. But just like amp it up. And like the cast members all wear like penguin-y costumes.
Oh, with little tails.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And little like flippery looking shoes.
Cute.
Be an absolute health hazard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm like, no one's gonna walk anywhere.
But yeah, I'm thinking that kind of a scenario.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Maybe they could just slot it into Mary Poppins bill.
Maybe.
In Epcot.
Maybe.
You know, maybe it's coming, Sinead.
Maybe
it's on its way.
Maybe. So, next up is merch. And I actually really struggled with this.
My big one, which we all know, I think, is a Tower of Terror spirit jersey.
Yes.
Because, obviously. And then I think just in general, like a general thing, is just like better merch in Disneyland Paris. But we've been through that. I don't know how many times.
Yeah. I came up with two kind of like remits. One kind of ties into yours. So I would like them to continue doing spirit jerseys or lounge flies or whatever for the classic rides. Mm-hmm. And not even just the classic rides, like whatever ride. It doesn't necessarily have to be a classic. But like, although I always say this, that I would love a Big Thunder Mountain spirit jersey, but it's going to be brown. And I don't like brown. Although I think if they did a DLP one, they could do that like rusty orange.
I was just about to say, they could probably make it like deep, like reddy burnt orange. But you know the colour I'm thinking of.
But I want a spirit jersey that says Wildest Ride in the Wilderness and has a little train on the front.
Choo-choo!
That's all I want.
And I could say like yeehaw in like the bottom right hand butt.
Yeah. And I want a teacups one that has a little teacup on the front and on the back it says time for tea.
Yeah, it's tea time.
Like, and then it has the like lanterns on the bottom of it, kind of similar to the way the Small World one was the Mary Blair one. Mm-hmm. I'd like a Space Mountain spirit jersey.
Yeah.
I'd like a dinosaur one.
Oh yeah.
Where it says let's go get that dino on the back and it has a little dino on the front. Like, I would love it. Like,
there's just so many.
Just give me a range of spirit jerseys for all rides.
What about a Main Street spirit jersey? Like Main Street USA, and then it had all the little buildings around the bottom.
Oh, that would be... What would you have on the front?
Like a cart.
Do you know what you could have on the front? You know that little sign that has like Walt's dedication, here you leave?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be cute.
That's a lot to put on the front,
Yeah,
though.
true. What could put on
like the silhouette of the train station?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, the like initials.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
Like, why don't we work for Disney anymore? In like a merchandising capacity, because we've brainstormed for what, 2 minutes and we've got all of this.
Yeah, but I would like more spirit jerseys and stuff for the classic rides, but also I would just like a full Madame Leota range that also came to DLP.
Fair. Do you know what I want is a Pascal Pandora charm?
Oh, that'd be cute. Do you have a Pandora bracelet?
Yeah, but I never wear it because it always gets in the way of like life.
Yeah, I only wear it at the weekends.
So like I do have one, and I'm thinking about getting one and starting again and just having like 2 charms on it. The problem is I have one that like wraps around 3 times.
Okay.
So that it could fit more on, but it's just too jangly. So I'm thinking of maybe getting like a regular one and maybe just having like a cap it at like 3 charms and like have it just nice. Because I think I'd wear that. But if one of them was a Pascal one, 100%. Are you laughing because I stared at my wrist?
You just like missed. So as hilarious as me pretending to be Pocahontas was, Kate just like stared at her wrist for like an extended 5 seconds of silence, and it was hilarious.
I was like envisioning a Pandora bracelet on my wrist. The other thing is it would have to go on my left wrist, but I already wear my watch on my left wrist because I write with my right one.
And your watch would just bore it to death that it would just fall off from the noise.
That's really mean. Okay? I quite like the ticking noise. I find it quite soothing when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Can't handle it.
I know, and neither can anybody else in the life. They're like, what's that noise? Is there a bomb?
Kate left it Kate left it in my kitchen when she stayed over one night, and I had to like go and put it in her jacket because I was like, I can't bear this being in the same room as me. So I do apologize. What's la?
Do you know what I want?
Oh, what do you want?
Is Samsung phone cases readily available? Because they only do ones for iPhones. I know in America you can go to the tech thing and you can just make a case for whatever phone you want.
Yeah.
But like pre-made cases in the store and in the parks are only iPhone. And I hate that companionship. I want Samsung. And don't say a word about it because this is hypothetical things that don't have devil advocates. So don't say a fucking word.
Oh well. So the other two things that we have down here that we're adding on to our wish list is one thing that you want to change from how it currently is. So it can be a ride that you would like to change, or a show that you would like to change, or something that's being done in the park that you would like to change, something that you want to change.
I want to change Illuminations.
Oh, okay.
And put it back to Dreams.
Fair.
Or, do you know what? No, I actually don't think it needs to be Dreams. I think it just needs to be a new show.
Okay.
I know, which is really annoying because Illuminations isn't actually that old and it hasn't been running that long.
Yeah.
But everything they put in it made it so outdated so quickly.
Yeah.
Which was it was really stupid. It was really short-sighted of them.
I actually don't even think... I think the issue with Illuminations is, one, the Beauty and the Beast bit.
So stupid.
I 100% would have supported if they had animated Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
I get it. It's France. Have a French princess in there. 100%, I get it. But putting the live action one, it's just a promo for the movie. And the movie was eons ago. But I think the biggest issue with Illuminations is they didn't factor in that not everybody, and the vast majority of people, will have a perfect view.
Yeah.
And it is not enjoyable if you don't have a perfect view, because a lot of the projections are very low on the castle.
Yeah.
So if you can't see the bottom of the castle, you spend the whole time, one, trying to see the bottom of the castle, or two, trying not to hit the person in front of you because you can't see the bottom of the castle.
Because they keep bopping from side to side and putting their children up on their shoulders, taking their children down, and then moving to the left and moving to the right, and then someone just stands in front of you, and it's just...
Yeah. I think if they raised it so that everything took place in like the middle of the castle, wouldn't have an issue at all.
Yeah, see, the problem is it's a very firework light show.
Yeah.
For cost reasons, obviously. But that means that a lot of it is water show.
Yeah.
But the water, again, unless you're standing in the middle of the hub, you can't really see what's going on with the water.
No.
Because as I said before, when we saw it from the Infinity Pass, we were like, beautiful. Oh my god, what an amazing show. But you literally don't see it unless you're right there. And it just doesn't cater to literally everybody. Like when me and Ed went on our trip, I literally turned to him and I was like, we don't need to see the fireworks. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's actually such a waste of time. Because even the guarantee that you'll get a spot that you can even see the top of the castle and be able to see the fireworks is very limited.
Yeah.
Because people are just so rude and inconsiderate.
Yeah.
And the amount of children that go on shoulders, just want to knock them all down with the bowling ball. So yeah, so my big thing is that Disneyland Paris definitely needs a new fireworks show. And I think they just need to bite the bullet and make it firework heavy. Because I just think that's what that particular castle needs. Because it's not a massive wide castle. Yeah. That you can see from really, really far away.
Do you know what I also think they need? To incorporate the projection mapping on Main Street.
Yes.
I think that would make a massive difference. Because Disneyland has a fucking tiny castle.
Yeah, that's very true.
Their castle is like tinchy-winchy.
Yeah.
But nobody really cares where they watch it from because everything that happens on the castle also happens on Main Street. Yeah, so if you're on Main Street, you can just watch it all on Main Street.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah, and that wouldn't cost them a whole lot. But yeah, I agree. And again, this has gone DLP related. I want them to completely overhaul their food and beverage service.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be what your one was, so I did say that.
Like, from the standpoint of catering for people with allergies, not just with here's a frozen meal, because that does not happen in the US parks in any way, shape or form. Catering for vegetarians and vegans, and just overall productivity. Because, and don't get me wrong, I've worked for Disney in a capacity where you were worked to the bone basically at times, and I never want to advocate that for cast members. However, Disneyland Paris has to have the worst productivity rate.
Oh, absolutely.
When it comes to food and beverage.
They're so slow.
It's mind-boggling. And I think they need to just get away from this whole menu thing, because I think that confuses guests and they don't really understand, and they're wanting to chop and change things and they can't, and that kind of thing. They just need to do away with the menus.
Yeah.
And I think things would move a lot quicker, but across the board, people taking your orders, people making your orders, all of that kind of stuff, it just is so freaking slow for no reason. Like, I don't understand, because like quick service counters are everywhere. In Disney parks, in Disney parks, they work so much more efficiently. Why is it such a struggle for Disneyland Paris? I just don't understand it. So I just think they need to just start over again with their food and beverage, and even if they just do it by restaurant, because it's just ludicrous.
I have to say, when I went to California Grill, that was probably the best meal, like, service I've ever seen.
Okay.
Like, everything came out pretty... The only thing that took a little while was the drinks, and I think that's because she was trying to figure out what she actually needed to do. But, like, the food came out really quickly, the bread came out really quickly. We asked for water, it came back in, like, 10 seconds. The plates got not whipped away really quickly, but, like, plates got cleared really quickly. Like, that was, I have to say, the best food service I've experienced. And obviously, it's obviously because of, like, the top tier... But it shouldn't take to have to go that high to be able to get good food service.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I would want to change is food service in DLP, because it's obscene.
Correct.
So what is one thing that you think Disney are doing really well?
I don't want to say mine in case it's the same as yours.
I haven't honestly really thought of one.
Okay, so mine is parades.
Oh, okay.
I think their parades are outstanding. Their parades aren't like classic parades. Because I only really noticed this when Tim Tracker did his recent video for the parade, the Macy's holiday parade in Universal.
Yes. Oh, Universal's parades are horrific.
I know, right? But when you think about it, that's what a parade is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, obviously Tim was like, they're much more like classical, like OG version of a parade. And then I think of Disney parades, and I'm like, what a fucking show.
It's a literal moving show.
Like, they're fantastic. I have to say, there's not one parade I've watched from Disney and been like, that was alright.
Yeah.
Like, you have to give it, like, the dancers, like, the music synchronization, the floats.
The costumes. Exactly.
And what makes me think, what puts it for me is that they're doing really well, is that they're really good in Paris.
Yes. Paris has honestly some of the best parades.
Yeah, and I think I'd want to put this in the spot that we're talking about now because of how good they are in Paris.
Yeah.
And because Paris is so low down on some other things, the fact that their parades are so on point makes me feel like everywhere in the world that there's a Disney park, their parades are fantastic.
Yeah.
Which I know is true because I've seen the parades in all the parks and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And you even watch the parades from Tokyo and stuff. They're great. Like, they're different, but they're still great.
Yeah. I'm really struggling with this.
Of, like, something they're doing really well.
Yeah. I think one thing that I've really enjoyed recently...
Okay.
And I feel like I'm just going to be referring to the Imagineering Story again. And it's not necessarily even just the Imagineering Story. It's bringing people into the magic in a different way.
Okay.
And by this I mean, so for example, the Imagineering Story, they really are peeling it all back. Like, you get to see the insides of rides when they're not in function. You get to see backstage. You get to see the utilidors, stuff like that. Like, they're really bringing you into it in a different way. But they're also doing it in ways that, like, for example, the two books that I have from Disneyland Paris, the Phantom Manor one and the Pirates of the Caribbean one, like, that's fully bringing you into the full story from creation and everything like that. And I think they're kind of finally starting to give the people that want to know more, more. Mm-hmm. Because, like, yes, you'll always have those people that are just like, I'm going to go to Florida and I'm going to go there and I'm going to do this and cool. I went to Disney.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Absolutely. Because there's always going to be people that's how they experience it and that's how they want to experience and that's all they want to. But I think for kind of the other side of that, and they even kind of them embracing a lot more like vloggers and bloggers and that kind of thing, and creating the likes of the Inside Ears and inviting the likes of the Diz and Tim Tracker and stuff like that to like dedication ceremonies and media events and that kind of thing. Like, they really are embracing the fandom.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect by any means.
No.
But it's something that they are definitely throwing into. Even something small that DLP does is a lot of times on their Instagram, they're like, we're going to make a pin and you're going to choose it. And it's like little, like, they put up a poll and it's like, do you want to see, I think the last one I saw, it was like, do you want to see a Rapunzel pin Or do you want to see a bell pin? And people just voted on their Instagram.
Yeah.
And then it was like the next day it was like, you voted for Rapunzel. Great. Do you want these colours or these colours? And then people vote on the thing. They're like, cool. And it's like, it's just stupid little things like that where they're really trying to get the fans engaged and having the annual pass holder little Facebook group. Again, other people can't post in it, but like they put up a little thing and it's like, hey, here's the meetups for November or here's the meetups for December. Who's going to be there? Like trying to get people to meet up and stuff like that. So I think them kind of embracing that people want to experience more than just the parks as they are on a surface. And kind of wanting to see more of the back end side of things. I think the fact that they're trying to give that to people more, I'm really enjoying that. I'm liking all of that.
Great.
Fab.
I think that floof went pretty well.
I think it did. So I will do my best to come up with a little template-y thing, and I'll whack it up on our Instagram and let us know what your wish list is. Let us know what you would like to see change, what you're happy with, all of that good stuff.
Fantastic. I'm ready to go to bed. So I think we should wrap this thing up.
Absolutely. As always, thank you very much for listening, guys. We really, really do appreciate it. Feel free to check us out on Instagram at MickeyWafflesPod and share this with whoever you think might enjoy a bit of Disney in their life.
Yeah, also, if no one's ever listened to our podcast before, this floof episode I think is a great introduction.
Oh, big time.
Because no, don't send them all the way back to the front. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Send them on this one.
Absolutely.
Or if you ever wanted to explain to someone why you like the intricacies.
Intricacies.
That's the word I was looking for. Of Disney. Send them this episode and be like, look, there's people like me. They're also crazy.
Because that's how podcasts work.
Exactly. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.